بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Respected brothers and sisters, all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah has given us the opportunity to start our day with the Masjid. We ask Allah to accept our ibadah and we ask Allah to forgive our shortcomings. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions regarding the supplication of Ibrahim alayhi salam after fulfilling the task that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salam to do. So there are multiple supplications that Ibrahim alayhi salam asked. Some supplications were done at the time when Ibrahim alayhi salam arrived in the city. And there were certain supplications that he asked Allah Azza wa Jal after Allah has ordered him to build the Kaaba. Now, both of these scenarios happen to be at a time where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Ibrahim to do something very important in his life. He ordered Ibrahim alayhi salam to fulfill his commandments. At the first junction, it was leaving his family behind and going back where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered him. And at that time, Ibrahim alayhi salam, after fulfilling this commandment, he made dua to Allah. And we discussed that dua at that time when we were discussing the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam leaving his family behind, Hajar and Ismail alayhi salam. And now the second order at that time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered Ibrahim alayhi salam to do was build the Kaaba. And now after making that action, after building the Kaaba, Ibrahim alayhi salam, he's asking dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first dua was about acceptance. رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. That, oh Allah, accept this effort from us. Whatever we have put forward, accept this from us. And you are the greatest from the hearing, from those who hear. And you are the greatest from those who know. And then Ibrahim alayhi salam continues to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. رَبَّنَا وَجَعَلْنَا مُسْلِمَيْنِ لَكَ. O Allah, make us those who are always submitted towards you. Because submission was already found in the life of Ibrahim and Ismail, as Allah describes, فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَا وَتَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ. That both of them submitted to Allah and the father put his son down to sacrifice. So submission was already found. In this ayah, Ibrahim alayhi salam, he is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Ismail alayhi salam, both of them collectively asking Allah that, oh Allah, after you have taken such a great work from us, keep us on the path that we are always submitted to you. Because there is always a path, there is always a chance that shaitan can come and deviate anyone at any time. However, the legacy of Anbiya are those people who are secured and protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the dua of Ibrahim, it's not just about himself, but it's about the whole ummah, every single individual, to understand no matter how much great work you have done in your life, never be confident that you've made it through. Never be confident that, no, I have done it, now there is no way that I can be deviated from the path. There is always the spark of shaitan that can come and take you away. And in fact, sometimes shaitan takes an individual away and there is no returning back. During the time of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, in one of the battlefield, there was this individual who the Sahaba, even they themselves envied him. The way he fought in the battle, the type of bravery that he had, the courage that he had. And everyone was astonished by his behavior and action, to the fact that before he departed from this world, everyone started to say that this person he will go into paradise. He's a Jannati, he's going into Jannah. And everyone is talking about his bravery. Everyone is talking about his greatness. But the Prophet ﷺ said, Huwa fin nar. He will be in the hellfire. So one of the Sahabi radiallahu anhu says, I followed this individual. As he was fighting, he was very brave. Suddenly, he was struck by an arrow which caused him great pain. And he wasn't able to bear this pain, so he committed suicide. And that happened to be the cause of him going into the fire of hell. So the moral of the story is that no matter how great work you do in the service of deen, always be fearful that, because until a person does not take this good deed with him from this dunya and present it in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after his demise, he can never be sure that this ibadah is accepted and he has made it through. So Ibrahim alayhi salam along with Ismail alayhi salam, Allah took such a great work that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala utilized both of them to build the house of Allah Azza wa Jal, Baytullah. And regarding this Baytullah, the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that Allah descends 120 mercy, rahmah, upon Baytullah every single day. From that 120, 60 goes to those who circulate around the Kaaba. And 40 goes to those who pray in front of the Kaaba. And 20 rahmah of Allah goes to those people who are just sitting there looking at the Kaaba. Such a great house that Allah took the effort and work from Ibrahim and Ismail. So now they are asking Allah that, oh Allah, keep us submitted. رَبَّنَا وَجَعَلْنَا مُسْلِمَيْنِ لَكَ. And then, رَبَّنَا وَجَعَلْنَا مُسْلِمَيْنِ لَكَ وَمِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِنَا أُمَّةً مُسْلِمَةً لَكَ. And from our family, keep our children on the same path. We want to be staying on the same path, and our children are also submitted to you. A person always has worry about his offspring. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the dua of Ibrahim, and then immediately Allah talks about the questioning of Yaqub alayhi salam before he departed from this world, when he asked his children that, who are you going to worship after my passing away? So this is something that we learn, that a true individual works regarding his assets. When you are investing in a business, you always think which will be the most beneficial and what will bring the most amount of profit. And while I'm not present at my own business, my business should flourish. This is the business of akhirah. That when you depart from this world, as the Prophet ﷺ said, min waladin salihin yad'u lahu, that you leave such an asset behind that makes dua for you after you have departed from this world. So Ibrahim and Ismail alayhim salam, both of them are asking Allah, min dhurriyatina ummatan muslimatan lak. O Allah, from our progeny, from our generation, keep a nation always submitted to you, always listening and following your orders. وَأَرِنَا مَنَاسِكَنَا وَتُبْ عَلَيْنَا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ التَّوَّابُ الرَّحِيمُ. Now we have made everything. O Allah, teach us how to value it. وَأَرِنَا مَنَاسِكَنَا. Show us the manasik of these places, how we are supposed to perform it. This is why in the last Hajj of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the Sahaba, خُذُوا مَنَاسِكَكُم minni. Take your manasik from me, because next year I will not be available. So make sure whatever you want to learn about the Hajj, learn it now. So manasik has to be performed the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered. And specifically Ibrahim alayhi salam is asking dua to Allah, that, oh Allah, we've built your house, but now we don't know how to value your house. وَأَرِنَا مَنَاسِكَنَا. So show us how to value your house, how to value each landmark that you have given us as a source of remembrance. وَتُبْ عَلَيْنَا. And of course, in our performance, there will always be deficiency, so we're asking for your forgiveness. إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ التَّوَّابُ الرَّحِيمُ. Oh Allah, you are the one who accepts tawbah, and you are the one that is who is merciful, most merciful. So accept our tawbah. This is the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salam after he had built the Kaaba. And then, رَبَّنَا وَبَعَثْ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا مِّنْهُمْ. Continuation of the dua. That, oh Allah, send upon them a prophet who is amongst them. And this is referring to Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, unanimously agreed upon from the Mufassirun. رَبَّنَا وَبَعَثْ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا مِّنْهُمْ يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتٍ. Now, this prophet who would come upon them, he would do the recitation of Kitab. He will tell them about the revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ, and will teach them about wisdom, the book of Allah Azza wa Jal, and will purify them. So these are the statements from the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salam after Allah Azza wa Jal took this work from us. One more, from Ibrahim and Ismail. One more thing we can learn from this, as the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned, that after every good action, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts the dua. So this is an opportunity that whenever Allah gives you the ability to do a good deed, follow it by a dua to Allah for acceptance, because that dua is accepted. Why? Because it is after an action that is towards the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why when a sin is committed, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, اتبع الحسنة السيئة تمحها, that do a good deed immediately when you have done a bad deed, to remove that bad deed from your life. That good deed will take away the bad deed from your life. So another thing that we understand from the teachings of Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salam and for their dua, that whenever Allah gives us the ability to do a good deed, we should always ask Allah, supplicate to Allah for His acceptance, for your acceptance, for the acceptance of your family, and then at the same time ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to preserve that good deed for you, so that you have it on the day of judgment when a person will be in need of the most. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the understanding, and we ask Allah to grant us the ability to practice. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.